Welcome back. In today's lecture, I am going to extend the result whatever we have learned during the previous lecture. So in the previous lecture, we have talked about the constraint minimization of the functions. In today's lecture, I am going to extend that constraint minimization of function to functionals. And if you see the control problem, particularly optimal control problem, then always we have certain kind of performance measure, and I have certain class of differential equation which we are assuming that represent the physical system, means I have some kind of abstract representation of physical system, and I have certain kind of constraint. Constraint means suppose I have n dimensional system, means I have n number of the state variable, but I have only m number of control input. And you all are already well aware that whenever we are solving control problem, then only control input in our hand. So what happens that whenever we are defining the functional has n plus m functions. Out of n plus m functions, only m functions are independent, and rest of them is actually expressed in terms of some constraint. So at that time, how to extremize or minimize some kind of functional, that is one of the very important area of the optimal control problem. And if you see the application point of view, several places this concept is useful. So let us try to see the concept which we have already well aware till now. So in previous class, what we have found that I have certain kind of function, and function has n plus m number of variable, and constraint is actually expressed in terms of some kind of algebraic equation. And here ai and I is from 1 to n. So I have n plus m variables, and out of that n number of constant, and due to that reason I have just m number of independent variable. And what we found that I can either use the direct method, that is also called method of elimination, and second way is Lagrangian multipliers. And what we found that Lagrangian multiplier is more helpful to solving this kind of optimization problem, and due to that reason in today's lecture I am also going to recall that part of result only. So what we found that I am going to define some kind of argumented function, and inside argumented function, if I have n number of constraint, then I am going to incorporate n number of new independent variable p1 p2 to pn. And now I have denoted the argumented function in this way. So this is my original function, and after that with help of constraint we are actually scaling constraint by p1, and after that we are expressing like this, and similarly like this. And after that, if y1 star, y2 star, or yn plus m star is the extreme point, then necessary condition, now it is pretty easy to find the necessary condition. What you can do, you can just take the argumented function and take the partial derivative of argumented function with respect to pi. So automatically whatever constraint equation that comes into picture. So in this way I can generate n number of equation, and rest n plus m number of equation I can generate by taking partial derivative of argumented function with respect to y j, where j is 1 to n plus m, and in this way if I solve 2n plus m number of equation, then we are able to get the necessary condition such that if I have some kind of functions with some kind of constraint, then I can able to extremize that function. Now what is goal of today's lecture? I am going to extend this result, whatever we have developed for the functions, to the functional. And now I am going to solve, or I am going to see the problem of calculus of variation in presence of constraint. So again I have to find necessary condition such that if some functional is given and we have certain kind of constraint, then I can able to extremize that function. So if you see the constraint, so one can define constraint in different way. In today's lecture I am just going to talk about two different representation of constraint. In next lecture I will again talk about the another representation of the constraint, and this particular lecture is directly useful to solve the optimal control problem. So let us first try to start when I have point constraint. So first try to understand what is meaning of point constraint. So what is our goal? Goal is that I have to find necessary condition for a function, that is omega star, to be extremal for a functional of form this. And we have already seen that whenever we are talking about some kind of extremization problem or optimization problem, we are defining like this. So this functional is basically integral of this quantity from t0 to tf, and here omega is some kind of functions, because functional is nothing but functions of function. Due to that reason we are assuming that omega is basically some kind of function, and we are assuming that omega is differentiable. After that we are assuming that g is also sufficiently smooth such that I am able to calculate the variation, because lastly I have to, in order to find the extremum, we have to somehow see the variation and we have to put the first variation equal to 0. So that is the goal. So here you can see that I am assuming that omega is somehow some kind of vector and which contain this much number of functions. And now out of this n plus m I have constraint, and constraint is represented in this form fi, some kind of, this might be some kind of linear function, non-linear function, and omega t, and here t, that t might be present explicitly or some kind of implicit, or that not present, equal to 0. And here you can see that whenever we are defining the constraint, at that time only function is not function is present, but their derivative is not present. So somehow if you solve this algebraic equation, then you are able to get some kind of point. So due to that reason this particular constraint is termed as a point constraint. And if you see the problem, optimization problem, this kind of constraint is basically present whenever we have certain class of problem that is related to the tracking problem or some kind of path generation problem. Whenever we are talking about robotics, then at that time what happens, that I have certain kind of constraint and we have to enforce certain kind of condition on the trajectory. So basically now what happens, my functional has n plus m number of independent function. Out of that I have n number of constraint, and constraint is basically coming from solution of some kind of linear or non-linear algebraic equation in terms of the functions. And after that Now what happens, we have to extremize that function. So if you see this kind of constraint, same kind of things I have written here in remark. Constraint of this type means I am talking about particularly this type of constraint. So would be present if, for example, the admissible trajectory were required to lie on a specified surface. So I have surface, and here n plus m plus 1 I have written, because always whenever we are talking about trajectory, at that time one information of time is also involved, and due to that reason we are telling that dimension of surface is now n plus m plus 1. 1 is dimension for time, and n plus m is the dimension of, n is dimension of a state, m is dimension of control, and we have to force our trajectory or admissible trajectory to some kind of a specified surface. So whenever we are doing the trajectory generation or path planning, suppose that we have to set our satellite in some specific orbit, there this kind of constraint basically comes into picture. Now let us try to see that how one can solve this problem. I have already told you that whenever I have certain kind of constraint extremization problem or optimization problem, one can solve that problem in two different way. One way is direct way, and that is elimination. So whenever we are talking about higher dimensional problem, so elimination method is little bit very much restrictive, but Lagrangian is straightforward. So you have to just define the Lagrangian, and after that, after defining the Lagrangian, with help of Lagrangian, whatever argumented function comes into picture, somehow now you are able to treat everything as a independent quantity. Because when I have started the calculus of variation, at that time we are assuming that functional, whatever variable or whatever function inside functional, that is independent. Each entry is independent. But here only m entry is independent. So after introducing some kind of additional variable, we try to make again some kind of argumented function, and at the optimization point or extremization point, that argumented function and original functional is also exactly equal. And after that, what we are telling that now whatever argumented function, so that argumented function works like same when we have n plus m number of independent, everything is now independent, then how to solve the extremization problem. So whatever result we have learned, we are going to apply. Now let us see that how one can solve the extremization problem of functional under point constraint. So here you can see that again what I am going to do, I am going to define the some kind of argumented function with help of Lagrange multiplier. And if you see the optimization problem of functional, at that time if you note that here I have taken p1, that is function of time, p2 that is also function of time, and pn that is also function of time. Most of time whenever we are talking about extremization problem of functions, at that time we are assuming p1, p2, pn all are somehow some kind of constant quantity, something like that. But here what I am going to assume that all are varying with respect to time. And here you try to see that what I am going to do, I am going to assume that this t pt, so if this is varying with respect to time, means it can take any arbitrary number or required arbitrary number, such that they will adjust themselves, such that at the optimization point or extremization point, this function ja is exactly equal to our original functional, that is this. Now let us try to see that I can also able to represent this whole things like this only. So here pt is nothing but p1, p2, pn. So I have an transpose of this. So what happens, I have p1, p2, p3, so some kind of I have row vector, and after that this is nothing but column vector, that is f1, f2 and fn, and if you multiply then same kind of result basically comes into picture. Now what happens that I am telling that if constraints are satisfied, so whenever constraint is satisfied, then you can see that this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, each entry is 0, and due to that reason GA equal to original G. So argumented function is exactly equal to our original function for any function Pt, because when constraint is satisfied, then coefficient which is multiplied with the pt that equal to 0. And if you see that whenever we are solving the extremization problem, at that time argumented function I have actually put inside the integral only. So I am assuming that this whole quantity is only valid for t0 to tf, and due to that reason we have put this quantity inside the definite integral. Now again what I have to do, I have to calculate the variation. So I have to calculate the variation with respect to omega and with respect to p. So you can see that g is function of omega t, omega dot, and due to that reason if you see or if you calculate the first variation, then I have one variation with respect to d omega t, another is d omega dot that comes into picture. So I hope that now you are able to understand this, because first I have to take variation of g with respect to omega. So due to that reason d omega t comes into picture, and after that I have to again take variation of this quantity with respect to omega dot, and basically inside this function omega dot is not present. Due to that reason I have only one term, and after that I have to take the variation with respect to p. So due to that reason I have four different terms. You can see here this is variation with respect to omega t, and again whatever Lagrangian extra term we have defined that also contain omega t, so I have additional variation with respect to omega t. So I am just collecting the first variation, because in order to solve optimization problem or extremization problem I just have to force first variation equal to 0, and after that g contain increment or variation in terms of the delta omega dot. Due to that reason that term comes into picture, and after that I have variation with respect to pt. Now if you see this term dou f by dou omega, so I have already told you that f dimension of f means this function contain n plus m number of function, out of that only m is independent, and due to that reason you can see that if f is f1 f2 up to fn, so I have to calculate partial derivative with respect to omega 1 to omega n plus m. So function f and dimension of omega is n plus m. Due to that reason this kind of matrix comes into picture. So this is somehow n cross n plus m matrix. So similar kind of things I have everywhere. Now try to see that what I have to do now here, that since I have some term d omega dot t, so if I know d omega t, initial condition of d omega t, it is possible to calculate or know the value of d omega t, and due to that reason we are telling that both are somehow dependent. So I have to somehow use integration by part to reduce the term d omega dot in terms of the d omega, and I have to just collect term inside the integral only. And for this you can see that what I am going to do, I am going to do the integration by part of this particular quantity. So what you can do, you can assume this as a p, this as a q. So p and integration of this, and after that what I have to do, the integral derivative of this and integral of this. But I have to just collect term which is inside the integral, because everywhere I have to calculate why I am putting integral equal to 0, because here you can see that dt, this kind of things will present inside this quantity t0 to tf, and due to that reason I have to just collect the term inside the integral. And if you do that, then you can see that what happens, I have just one term, that is d by dt and dg by dt. Basically I have integral t0 to tf, and that basically reflected here. And now you can see that inside this everything is expressed in terms of the first increment of delta omega t, or variation of delta omega t, or variation of delta p. And now at the extremal point I have to just force this equal to 0. And now you can see that whenever I have extremization, at that time this constraint should be also satisfied. So this constraint should be satisfied everywhere, and due to that reason you can see that this equal to 0. So somehow this equal to 0. So even if this is arbitrary, delta pt is arbitrary, you can take any number of pt, but this equal to 0. So somehow what we have observed, that this condition is always comes into picture. So now only I have to make sure that extra thing, means coefficient of delta omega t, that equal to 0. So I have to just force delta omega coefficient of delta omega equal to 0 in order to make sure that first variation of functional that equal to 0. And that is the fundamental theorem, that if first variation equal to 0, then only I am able to talk about the extremization of function. And due to that reason I have put the extremal point omega star, omega dot star, and in that way, and p star. So I am assuming that once we are at extremization point, at that time pt has some specific value, and that value I have defined as a p star. At that time omega has some specific value, that is omega star, and derivative of omega is omega dot star. So this must be satisfied in order to extremize this function. One can also rewrite the above result like this. You can define the argumented function which is inside the integral like this. So original function, and after that this, I have already told you that p transpose t is some kind of row vector, and this is column vector. So finally what happens, I have p1 t f1 omega t, p2 t f2 omega t. And now in order to generate this condition, means in order to extremization, this constraint should be satisfied, and after that we have to solve this partial differential equation. Now it is possible to show that if you calculate derivative with respect to omega, then automatically this condition is generated, whatever this contain three term. So now I can also express this quantity like just like Lagrangian, just like Euler equation, not Lagrangian. So Euler equation, you can see that if I have variable omega star, then we are taking partial derivative with respect to omega, d by dt and omega dot. So I can able to represent in terms of the Euler equation, and constraint is always satisfied. So we have to solve this algebraic equation, that is, I have already told you, that is either linear or non-linear. So in this way I am able to talk about the extremization of some functional. Now let us try to see one example. So what is our goal? I have to find the necessary condition that must be satisfied by the curve of smallest length which lie on this surface. So now you can see that I have some kind of a specific point type of constraint comes into picture. So what I am telling, that smallest length should be lie on this surface, you already know that if I have to find smallest length in some plane, that is nothing but some kind of a straight line. But here now you can see that I have certain kind of surface, and after that I have to find the smallest length which is going to lie inside this surface, and here this surface is varying with respect to time, and I am just constrain my time between t0 to tf. And after that I have some specification about the point, and this point is omega 0 t0. So suppose that I have certain omega 1, omega 2 and t. So basically you can also assume that I have some kind of structure like this, and after that I have third variable, that is time we are telling, and I have certain kind of curve, and I have to find the minimal length, and this point is omega 0 t0, and this is omega f tf. So omega 0 is nothing but omega 10, omega 20. Similarly, omega f is omega f0 to omega f10, omega 2f. So omega 1f or omega 2f, this kind of things I have. So due to that reason, this constraint is called point constraint. Now let us try to see that how to approach this problem. So now I have to minimize this particular functional, and this particular functional I have defined like 1 plus omega dot square plus omega 2 square t and half dt. Now I have to just define the augmented function, and I can define the augmented function again like this. And after that, now in order to find the extremal, just I have to solve the Euler like equation. I have already told you that. So if you solve this equation, then this equation, if you solve Euler equation, you know that one partial differential equation will generate two different differential equations. So two different differential equation comes into picture, and after that I have to solve one constraint. So solution of these three nonlinear time varying equation, it is possible to show that I can able to extremize some functional. So in this way I can apply the result whenever I have point constraint. Most of time if you see the control problem, at that time constraint is not in form of point, that is the form of some kind of differential equation, and due to that reason I am going to extend again whatever methodology we have learned so far to some kind of extremization problem, extremization of functional, whenever I have certain kind of constraint in form of differential equation. So objective of this part of the lecture to find the necessary condition for a function. Again I have already told you that whenever I am defining some kind of functional, then functional is nothing but function. Due to that reason I have to find function such that I have that function is going to extremize some kind of functional. And again I am assuming that this omega is belongs to n plus m constraint we have, and here what I am going to assume that whatever constraint I have represent, that now contain omega t and omega dot. So that is in form of differential equation, not in the form of point. Now whenever we are seeing the point constraint, at that time rate of change of this omega t is not involved. So that is just difference. And if you see the development is exactly same. So if you interpret this constraint, so this kind of constraint is basically come in order to solve the optimal control problem. And in optimal control problem, whenever we are talking about control problem, so most of time I have told you that number of control input, that is lesser than number of state. So I have suppose x equal to rn, n number of state, and u equal to rm. So my performance measure or performance function is function of n plus m variable. Out of that only m variable I can choose, means that is independent. And at that time again system is actually satisfying some kind of differential equation, and automatically that is nothing but some kind of constraint in this form, and most of the system is represented by nonlinear differential equation, and due to that reason constraint in form of some kind of nonlinear non-autonomous differential equation. In best case I have also some kind of non-linear autonomous differential equation. So let us try to see the development how to extremize the function. So again I have to define the Lagrangian multiplier. I have told you that I am not going to touch now the direct method or some kind of elimination method, because Lagrangian method is more easier and that will give more straightforward way to solve the optimization problem. And what we found that somehow by redefining the function again I will get some kind of condition that is Lagrangian Euler kind of equation. And so if we understand the Euler equation, then there is no need to worry about any other thing. Just we have to worry about the Euler equation, and based on Euler equation I am able to solve the problem. So somehow using just one method and people try to solve more number of problem. That is the idea. So let us try to see that. Again I am going to define the argumented functional, and in this argumented function you can see that I have n number of constraint, and due to that reason p1 p2 I have n number of p1 p2 up to pn. So in this development you can see, and here again I am assuming that basically these all Lagrange coefficient of Lagrange multipliers, that is time varying, and it means that for t0 to tf they are going to take different numbers, and point constraint is actually function of the n plus m variable and their rate of change also. And now again I have to proceed in the exactly same way. What I am telling that I have first represented this whole thing in some kind of concentrated form, and I have what I am assuming that P transpose T is some kind of row matrix which contain P1 P2 to Pn, and after that this is some kind of column matrix. So I have row multiplied by column, so same kind of condition is going to generate. Now what happens that once constraint is satisfied, then if you see the performance function, then that performance function is just contain this term integral t0 to f g omega t omega dot t and function of t, because if constraint is 0 then f1 is 0, f2 is 0 and fn is 0. Now let us try to come here that I have to calculate in order to find or in order to extremize the functional or argumented functional. I have to again talk the variation in terms of omega and delta p. I have already told you that somehow rate of change, if I know the quantity then I am able to guess the rate of change, and due to that reason we are not assuming that j is function of d omega t. So finally after calculating the variation I am going to express delta omega t omega dot t in terms of delta omega, because I am just worrying about some quantity. If I know the quantity then I can also predict the rate of change of that quantity. That is the idea, and again idea is exactly same like previous one. At this time I have one more extra term, because you can see that inside the pt those term pt which is multiplying with the constraint f, that is also contain omega dot, and due to that reason now at the variation this extra term comes into picture. So in the previous development this term is absent, now this term is also present, and again you can take the integral by part, and after that what you can do, you can express d omega dot and contain only terms inside the integral such that dt comes into picture, and after that you can put the variation equal to 0. So that is the idea again. So everything remains the same, and if everything remains the same then you are also able to guess the result. So this is from the constraint, and I have some extra equation due to Lagrangian, the extra equation due to d omega dot. And now if you again see the concentrated form of this equation, then you can define the argumented function like this, and with constraint multiplied by some kind of Lagrangian multiplier term. And after that, now again you can see that I can able to show that if I will again solve the Euler equation, because now GA, whatever argumented function I have considered, that also contain one more term omega dot, and due to that reason automatically if you solve the Euler equation, then extra term whatever that is generated inside this particular differential equation or partial differential equation, that is automatically covered. So there is no need to worry. So what is a story now? Whenever you have some kind of functional and you have certain kind of constraint, again there is no need to worry. Either you have some kind of constraint in form of the point constraint or form of differential equation. You can define the argumented function, and whatever Euler equation you have learned, you can just solve the Euler equation, and at the optimal point, that is omega star, omega dot star, p star, you can see that constraint should be also satisfied, and due to that reason, apart from this, you have some equation of constraint. So Euler equation with constraint, that will extremize the any function with constraint, functional with constraint. That is the idea. So let us try to see the example. This example I have taken from the control system. So now here you can see that I have some kind of functional, and functional is defined by omega 1 square t omega 2 square t, and now these two functions are related by omega 1 dot equal to omega 2. So what I am telling, that I have two variable, and that two variable is actually related from by this kind of things, means rate of change of first variable is given by omega 2, and I have to basically extremize this particular functional. So you can see that now here I can express this quantity like this also. So this is my constraint now, and constraint at the extremization point, that should be equal to 0. So somehow that is given by differential equation, omega dot equal to omega 1 d omega 1 dt at omega 1 star equal to d omega 2 star by dt. Now how to solve this problem? You can define the argumented function. So, and I have already told you that now there is no need to worry about the development. You have to just remember that whatever term inside the integral of function, you have to take that term. So you can see here that inside, in this example, I have this term inside the integral. So you have to just collect that term, and after that you have to define the pt, and I have, since I have just one constraint, so only one pt is enough. And after that you have to solve the Euler equation at this point, omega star, omega t dot star, p star and t equal to 0. So basically you have two different differential equation now by solving this Euler equation, and after that one equation in terms of constraint. So by solving these three equations, these three equations gives the necessary condition if I have system like omega 1 dot equal to omega t, and constraint is defined, and the functional is defined, or performance measure is defined by t0 to tf half omega 1 square omega 2 omega 1 square plus omega 2 square dt, then that particular functional is basically extremized by these three set of differential equation. So here you can see that this is differential equation, this particular equation is algebraic equation, again this is differential equation. So this is differential algebraic equation. Now here you can see that this is actual control problem. So I have second order system and I have just one control input. Now suppose some performance measure is given like this, and I have to find the set of necessary condition such that whatever control I am telling here, that is optimal. So that is the problem. So you can see that I have only one independent variable, that is control, and I have two-dimensional system, and I have to optimize this performance measure or minimize this performance measure, and for that I have to find the necessary condition. So in order to convert this control problem into whatever you have learned, that actually the constraint minimization of functional, what you can do, you can define x1 first state as a omega1, second stage as a omega2, and third control input as a omega3. So basically now you can see that omega belongs to R3. So if you see the state, then state x, that is x1, x2, that belongs to R2. Now since I have only one control input, so whenever we are defining the functions, based on that I have defined the functional. You can see that here this is my functional, and this functional is containing three different variable x1, x2 and u. So basically this functional contain n plus m number of functions. And how to define n plus m number of function? N number of function is coming due to these two states, and u is only one dimension, due to that reason 2 plus 1 equal to 3. Now I have to find the necessary condition. So I am telling that omega star. So at omega star means automatically control is optimal here, and x1 and x2 trajectory is also optimal. Somehow you can assume like this, because I am telling that I am going to solve the optimization problem. So automatically if control is optimal, then these two trajectory is also optimal. And after that, now you can see that what I have to do, I have to first satisfy all the constraint. So constraint is basically the mathematical model of system. So this is the mathematical model of system, and I am going to express in terms of omega 1, omega 2 and omega 3. So once we are at the extremal point or minimal point, at that time here omega 1 star, omega 2 star, omega 3 star kind of things comes into picture. And after that what I have to do, that so same kind of things I have done here. I have expressed that functions whatever that is given in terms, in order to show that why this is why constraint I am telling that that is in form of differential equation. So I have done this kind of representation, and after that now what I have to do, I have to define the argumented function, because I am going to use the Euler equation, and after that I am going to take the help of the original functional, so whatever quantity inside the integral. And after that you can see that here I have two set of constraint. Due to that reason I need two different Lagrange multiplier term, p1 2 and p2 2, and after that I have to just solve the Lagrangian equation. After solving the Lagrangian equation, I have these three term comes into picture, and two term that is due to the constraint. So in this way now you are able to solve any kind of problem. So suppose that now you have some kind of DC motor or something like this. So what you have to do, first you have to develop the mathematical model, and by developing mathematical model you are able to understand the constraint and performance measure. I have already told you that in, if you remember, third or fourth lecture, at that time I have told you that how to define the performance measure, and at that time you can define the performance measure. And now a story is pretty easy. What you have to do, you have to define the argumented function, you have to define the constraint in form of differential equation, and after that defining argumented function you have to just solve the Euler equation. So things are pretty easy. So in this way I am able to solve the optimal control problem also. So let us try to conclude this lecture. So in this lecture, what I have done, I have extended the constraint minimization of function, whatever we learned in the previous class, to constraint minimization of the functional. And what we found that Lagrangian, whatever the way Lagrangian has given, that is very helpful to solve extremization problem, because finally our problem is boils down to the Euler equation. So I have to solve Euler equation just by defining the argumented function, and I have to make sure that constraint is also satisfied. Then I am able to find the necessary condition for the optimization of some functional. So with this remark, I am going to close the today's lecture. So thank you very much.